we continue to look at practice test 1. Remember now, I'm not showing you the details or the steps on how to answer these questions. They are multiple choice questions. Alright? I'm just going to give you some clues. Now, what you do, have a notebook specifically for homework. Write practice test 1 and question 1 to 16. Label, just write the question numbers. Then you do your rough work, solve the questions, and in question 1, if it is A, you write A, if it is B, you write B, whatever the case is. Question 2, your A, B, C, or D. Question 3, and so on. Then, when you finish all 60, just click on the link in the description to access the answer sheet, which is a Google Forms. Fill it out, then click submit, and you will see your grade. Alright? You will see what you get, or how much you get. Now, remember, you have 2 papers, paper 1 and paper 2. This is an example of paper 1. Alright? Past paper 1. Now, here, right, question 16 now, in the figure, you have angle ABC is 90, which is here. ACB is 37, right here. And BC is 10 centimeter long. The length of AC is, so you're going to use the trig ratio. Here you have an angle, the 37, you have the adjacent, you have the hypotenuse. So you know which trig ratio you're going to use to calculate AC. Now you wouldn't have to calculate it. You have the expression of it here. So you wouldn't have to get the answer as a number. After all, you wouldn't have had a calculator in the multiple choice exam. 17, which are the following set represent the relation x squared, f of x is mapped onto x squared plus 3. Alright, so in this case, you're going to put in the number on the left, square it and add 3, and you get the number on the right. So it should work every time. For some of these, it's not going to work every time. It should work for all 4 pairs of numbers. That will be your answer. 18, if p minus 3 is the largest of 4 consecutive odd numbers, the smallest is, okay, so you have 4 consecutive odd numbers. This is the largest, p minus 3. Now remember, if you have 4 consecutive odd numbers, it means there's no skipping, they follow each other. Suppose it was the 4th one was 15. What would be the 3rd one, the one below that? Well, if you minus 1 from 15, you get an even number. So minus 1 again gives you the 3rd odd number, which is 13. So to move from one odd number to the next one below, you minus 2. Alright? Then the second, you minus another 2. Then for the first one, you minus another 2. Remember, p minus 3 is the largest of 4. Then you want the smallest. That will give you a clue as to what to do to get the answer. I'm not going to tell you exactly which one. A wheel has radius of 14 cm. How far will it roll in 10 revolutions? Now, what part of the wheel does it roll on? This is circumference. You have a radius. How do you calculate the circumference? Whatever you get for the circumference, one revolution when that wheel is rolled is one circumference. Alright? Now there are 10 revolutions that will give you an idea what to do here. Classes start at 8:50 hours and ends at 1500 hours. There's a 20 minutes break and a midday break of 1 hour. How much time is spent in class? Well, between 8:50 hours and 1500 hours. It's how much time? Now, you can, if you feel more comfortable, temporarily think of it in terms of 12 hour and say 1500 is what time in PM. Alright? But here, what you could do is start counting from 900 hours to 1500 hours and then add 10 minutes to it, because you have to add 10 minutes between 8:50 hours and 900 hours. Alright, so you take away 20 minutes and then 1 hour, so you take away a total of 1 hour. See your time, hours and minutes left, and then take 20 minutes off and you get your answer. Alright? The original price of an article was $240. The price increased by 12.5%. The new price is, you're going to find 12.5% of 240. Then add that to 240 and you see. Alright? You should be able to quickly eliminate 2 possible answers so far, because the price increase, not decrease. Okay? Now, if the number x is such that x is between 60 and 80, what is the square root? Where does the square root of x lie? Well, if you find the square root of 60 and the square root of 80, that will give you some clue as to where you're going to find the answer. The prices of all goods in a store were marked up by 20%. That means you have a 20% increase. Now, during a sale, a 20% discount on that was given. How did the final prices compare with the prices before the markup? Now, don't make a mistake here. Remember, if you have a certain price and you put 20% on it, you get a higher price. Now, when you take 20% off the higher price, 20% of a higher price is not the same as 20% of a lower price. Right? So don't make that mistake. There are 2 different monies. 20% of the smaller money is a certain amount. If you add 20% to it, you get a bigger amount. And then 20% of that bigger money is a different amount than the 20% of the smaller money before. Alright. Items 24 and 25 refer to the information below. You have a dice tossed 10 times and the score recorded in the table. You want the median score. Remember, the median score, you have them lined up in ascending or descending order. If there's an odd number, you will have 1 in the middle. If there's an even number, you have 2 in the middle. So you average those 2 and you get the median. Right? If there's an even number of scores or there's an odd number of scores. Now the mean score is, now remember, you see the 1 and the frequency 1, it means you have 1, 1. You see the 2 with a frequency 4, it means you have 2, then another 2, then another 2, then another 2. And so on. when you find the mean, right? All of those, there are several 2's and several 5's, as you see. You add them up and divide by that number, right? Now, here, the bar chart shows the number of boys with the given number of books. Total number of books is, what's this number here that have one book and this number that have two books? If you have 4 boys with 2 books, what's the total number of books there? Okay, so you're going to do that for all of these and find out the total. A car is presently valued at $12,000. A car presently valued at $12,000. Depreciate at, well, it should have been THE. The rate of 10% per annum. What will be its value 1 year later? Here, 10% per annum. It's going to drop 10%. You're going to drop 10% of $12,000. Right? Find 12% of $12,000, and then the 12,000 minus that amount of money, and you see what you get in that case. An article which costs $1,424 may be purchased by depositing $560 and making monthly deposit of $48. In how many months will complete payment be made? Now you deposit $560, so you remove that from $1,424. That's what you have left, and then you make 48 payments per month. Now in that case, you're going to find out how many 48s are in that amount that you still owe. And then, even if $1 is left over, you still have not finished paying. You need to go into another month to finish paying. So, you get that answer. The transformation which maps PQR onto P prime Q prime R prime in the diagram is, well, imagine what will happen for this triangle to go to this triangle. Alright? Is it a translation? Is it a reflection? Is it an enlargement? Is it a rotation? Or something? What do you think? Alright. 30. E is half mv squared, then you're going to transpose to make V the subject, to test what's going on here. What you could do is put in some numbers for E, M, and V, and then see if they calculate out here. But the normal way to do it is to treat E, M, and V as numbers. You can multiply both sides by something, divide both sides by something, add something to both sides. You can subtract something from both sides, whatever you do, right? You work it out until you get V equals. Now notice you have a V squared. Alright? Suggesting that to remove the V squared, you know what to do. Okay? And if you know what happened when you have v squared and then you go to v, then you can quickly eliminate two of these options. Alright, so we'll continue looking at this in the next video.